Welcome back to Anime Fight Club, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. We had a great fight between Matobe and Musashi. Definitely have so much more respect for Matobe. So much so that I actually had to rewatch the fight between Matobe and Yanagi. And if you guys have Netflix, go ahead and give that fight a rewatch. It was actually, you get goosebumps, especially after seeing him fight Musashi like we just did. He bodied Yanagi, had all this confidence throughout the thing, especially if you watch it in English dub. They actually have very good English actors for the Baki show, which was great. I don't know, they really did a good job. So please check out the Baki anime on Netflix. It will help with the views for Baki. It will help with them animating, the next season. The more views they get, the more revenue shared for Baki, the more they will animate. So go ahead and give that a shot, even if you've already seen it. Watch it again, especially if you guys are looking forward to another season. So we're on volume 16 now. In the last video, Kureha, the doctor, walked in and told them that Musashi was on television. So chapter 135 is entitled A Considerable Disturbance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Amazing Reports. Our guest tonight is the man that has lately been shaking up the social media world with his videos and exploits. He's one extraordinary individual. I had the chance to interview many great and famous people, but this man, to put it into simple words, all we know about him is that his incredible strength is legendary. This is too good to be true. Oops, I'm sorry. I have a few mixed feelings about this opportunity, but his background gives rise to his magnificence. Being this close to him, it's just like being close to a wild lion or a gigantic whale. You can sense how strong he is. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know him very well. Tonight is here with us, Sword Master Miyamoto Musashi. How did he end up in the presence of a news reporter or any type of interview or talk show host? And how did this scar healed up incredibly fast? I mean, Baki immediately went to go see Matobe in the hospital. Matobe's all casted up and whatnot. How is this healed though? Like, that's insane. They're interviewing him on TV. Huh? Oh? Is that the actor for the new movie? I've seen that guy on YouTube. He's on the news now. We are broadcasting live. I'm a little nervous because I always admired and read about you. We have many questions, but we need to start with the big one. You see, Mr. Miyamoto, how can we tell whether you are an imposter or not? No way. He didn't just ask him that. Says Baki, like, oh, he's about to just kill you on television to prove it. Why would I lie to you? Didn't you come searching for me first? I'm here because I am who I am, aren't I? Yes, of course, that's true, but he's in a cold sweat. He's extremely nervous while facing this legend. The real Miyamoto Musashi was a swordsman who lived 400 years ago. Don't you think that's a little bit suspicious? And as he's speaking, his wrist gets cut. He cut him. That's awesome that they can see that through the television. Because that's supposed to be like a warning strike, right? He just told us that that's a notification strike. So he shouldn't have moved. So how did our fighters see that on television? Either way, Mr. Miyamoto, did you do something to me? I am Miyamoto Musashi. Do you accept that? What? Well, it's just, I felt as if my left hand was just, ladies and gentlemen, it's astonishing. Just now, I felt like my left hand was cut here by an invisible blade, and then his throat cut or his head cut off. He puts his hand on his neck, and now somehow it's as if my head was cut off by the same invisible blade. If Mr. Miyamoto happened to be holding a sword at this moment, my head would be rolling next to my foot right now. Mr. Miyamoto, do you enjoy slashing people? His eyes flare up. I sure do. Is it a bad thing to slash people? Well, Uh-oh, now he's on his feet. Huh? Ah, Matobe's at attention. Kureha hasn't said a word. At that moment, hey, what's that on his waist? Seems like there's something tucked in there. He needs to start running. No, he won't make it. Musashi better not kill this reporter. Like, what are you doing? He's not bothering you. Oh, and he doesn't actually have anything on his waist? Without special effects prepared, people watching across the nation saw something on Musashi's waist. Something transparent. Oh my goodness. So even across the nation, untrained people, untrained fighters are able to see this sword materialize on television? I've slashed my way to the very top. That's what I do. Ah, a sword? Yes, of course. This whole time since you met me. Is that really a samurai sword? Like, he's not even been able to focus on Musashi's words. He's looking at this sword. You've been nothing but skeptical and disrespectful. Uh-oh. If your goal was to make me furious, then you've done more than enough. Mr. Miyamoto, that sword. Moments later, the live broadcast of the invisible sword slashing incident would be seen around the world. So this man draws this invisible sword and slashes this reporter straight down the middle after telling him that he's been disrespected. Tokugawa, I'm coming home. It would be the definitive incident that sealed Musashi's fate. Uh-oh, those are some big words. So what's about to happen with that? Chapter 136, they want it. War. First it was here, then here, and then, hopefully this is the report. Okay, good. So he didn't die. That's good. Here is where I was cut all the way down. Ah, no. The sensation was like I was really being cut with cold metal. I could tell. My head, my body, it was like a sword was passing through them. I could feel it. And after that, I fainted, I guess. And when I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. Well, I didn't think I was going to survive. I knew I was a dead man. Now they're at the police headquarters, Violent Crimes Bureau. He stands up. They exchange a few words. They're looking at them on TV. Some type of slow motion playback right there. So here Musashi switches his stance, reaches for his sword, draws it, and cuts this man. Oh my goodness. But on the actual replay, they show none of the transparent sword, so you only see what actually happened in reality. But this man felt that blade go through him. And then he leaves, but he falls forward and hits the ground. That's the invisible sword everyone's talking about. On top of all that, he never laid a finger on him. This is a difficult one, boss. Kenichi Taku, Violent Crimes Detective. But having said that, he collapsed. That's an undisputable truth. I'm not about to try his name, Violent Crime Squad Leader. This is a weird case. Oh, counselor. They definitely spelled counselor wrong, but counselor, this is a weird case. You want to make it a criminal case? If that's your objective, then the truth and facts don't matter at all. Prosecutor of the Tokyo High Public Prosecutor's Office. You want to make him feel the power of our law and order, don't you? If so, round up all the pedestrians on the street and put them inside a fence, regardless of whether or not they're good citizens. That'll be the most atrocious crime in history. Shall we get moving? I don't understand that. Why would they? Are you about to go to war with Musashi on the streets, so you want everyone off the streets? So the police go find Tokugawa, and Tokugawa says, a material witness? Yes, this is about the incident which occurred during that live television broadcast. You idiot, I was there. I saw the whole thing with my own two eyes. He never laid a finger on him. That's why this isn't an arrest. We just want to talk to him. Superintendent General Utsumi. It all depends on him. If he refuses to go with you, then we will have something serious on our hands, won't we? And he breaks out in a cold sweat at that realization. Mr. Tokugawa. Oh, Musashi was already standing behind Tokugawa. Both swords on his hip. You could try me if you want to. Those are my swords, right? I will neither run nor hide, but I will cut down everyone in front of me. Musashi takes a couple steps forward. They all immediately step back like, oh, hey, no, that's not what I meant. It started, Mr. Tokugawa. They wanted war. Oh my goodness. So they take off and go running. Chapter 137, Against a Nation. Musashi, don't be stupid, yells Tokugawa. Let's go back inside and forget this, okay? Musashi smiles as his hair starts to rise. Anything that happens inside this gate can be contained. However, what happens outside is also outside of my power and influence. My influence doesn't extend beyond the Tokugawa gate. I won't be able to help you anymore. You will be truly alone against the world. And he's still smiling. Tokugawa, always so kind. Musashi, I'm not trying to intimidate you. I assure you that you won't survive outside these gates. So he walks up to Tokugawa, squats down so as to be at a sort of even keel with him. Tokugawa exhales. What? Musashi reaches out his hands and actually hugs Tokugawa. This looks to be a genuine hug. He embraces Tokugawa, who looks to be like a child from this angle. Thank you. That looks like a heartfelt thank you. He lets him go without incident. Tokugawa's head hasn't fallen off. That's good. Yeah, and he just walks away. That's dope. So Tokugawa says, Musashi, come back, Musashi. Musashi walks right out that front gate to be met with multiple police cars and an army of officers. Heibi Otsuka, Crime Squad 1 Lieutenant. Yeah, he's bold. He walks right up to Musashi, hands in his pocket. Musashi's clouded in aura. Whoa, you're one big scary fella. I've been in this game for a while now, but I've never seen a guy with balls like you. What happened to Utsumi? He isn't taking part in this. I asked him to go home. So this must be the equivalent of like SWAT team or whatever. By the way, Mr. Miyamoto, carrying that pair of swords doesn't really convey the message that you're willing to come in voluntarily. He never said he was down. Would you be as kind as to get in the car? You needn't be polite about it. If you can make me do it, then do it. If it's come to that, that's fine. But just so you know, you'll become an enemy of the state. And you're all okay with that? As he smiles, like, is the state okay with making an enemy of me? I don't need the warning. If this country and all its good men get made into mountains of corpses by me, oh my goodness, are you okay with me slaughtering all of you? My, aren't we confident? So this dude goes to raise his hand. I can see talking to you is pointless. Raises his hand and his squad moves into action. They have these, I don't know what these are called, these type of reaching poles to keep Musashi at a certain distance. And others have pistols ready. He's armed with projectile weapons. If he attempts to use them, shoot him. If you can see them, says Musashi. So he reaches down, grabs his swords, changes his position, his footing, slices those grabbers or whatever they're called. Says, now then, here we go. Resheaths them. That was quick. I'll make the first move, shall I? Forget what I just said. If he doesn't surrender at once, just shoot him. And that is the end of today's video. Musashi versus the nation. Oh my goodness. But typical of this man to just start another fight. And why not? In all honesty, why not? You've already lived a long, healthy life. I mean, you're a god of war in your era. Like, you completely slaughtered multiple armies. Like, you're a legend and you've been brought back to life. Why not continue seeing what you're capable of? I don't blame him. I don't blame him. If I'd have been in that situation, some type of S-class warrior and died and got brought back to life, why not? Who's gonna stop me? What you gonna do? I'm already died once. I'm not scared to die again. But at this point, it looks like no one can stop him. So he's going to war with the state of Japan, or the country of Japan, the state of wherever they are, which is awesome. I hope they actually take this quite far. I hope they treat this as though they're actually trying to take this man down. I hope he doesn't take down this little small squadron and then that's the end of it. I hope like it keeps ramping up until like they have to ask Yujiro for help or something. Leave a comment below. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have, thank you very much. There are playlists in the description that would allow you to catch up to any given point in the Baki universe, as well as Kengan Ashura. Kengan Ashura is incredible, guys. I'm trying to tell you. Please check that out. Please hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads. Hope you guys will subscribe to my gaming channel. I'll have content over there for you guys very soon. Please hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads. Hope to see you next video, and as always, otaku for life.